Richard and Quint, who are you? Just suspect. So I've never talked to this person. Carol, ugh. I really do have to completely sweep the place. Alright, alright. But this is going to be a talkie chapter.
Good evening, Agent.
Brian the Insomniac, Gravekeeper. Yeah, he looks it.
Good evening, Mr.
Brian, the Gravekeeper. Brian.
Mr. Brian. I like the retro look. Auditioning for Little Grave on the Prairie?
Anna. Oh, she was so beautiful. Too soon. Too soon to go to the grave. So sad. So sad.
I totally agree. That's why I'm here, looking for the one who did it. Were you close to her?
Anna, her smile, so warm. Anna, blonde hair, so bright.
Man, it's off-putting. Alright, bye.
There's a graveyard somewhere in town, Zach. I'm not excited about the idea, but maybe we should at least check it out.
I'm not excited by the idea. I slept there. But let's not tell anybody about that. Hopefully everybody I talk to disappears. Also, I wonder if I need to talk to Thomas. Anyway, here's Quint, whom I've met.
Quint, you're here too.
Isn't that great?
I didn't think you were the town meeting kind of guy.
A friend of mine was killed, you know, man? I'm not letting this one go quietly. I'll do anything to help you catch the scumbag who did this.
Thank you. But vigilance is not justice. Nothing good will come from desiring simple revenge.
Oh, come on, I'm not that stupid. But I'm frustrated a bit just thinking that there's nothing I can do about it.
We each have a role, purpose in life, a raison d'etre. Don't forget that.
I know. Just don't preach to me. You're sounding like my old man.
Zach, wow. I'm in shock like a weasel in an electric chair.
What?
You just made me realize that I must be getting old.
Just like a weasel in an electric chair. Oh, this guy sticks around. Alright, I'll have to be careful about not repeating anybody I talk to.
So, finding your way around okay?
Yes, pretty much. But some people are hard to get along with.
People problems, huh? I thought city folks were used to things like that. There's lots more people in the city than there are here.
Well, that's true. But I started simplifying things a bit. Here's my new way of thinking. It's simple, really. There's only 3 types of people. Criminals, victims, and investigators.
What?
Everyone else are just vegetables. Vegetables called other people.
You really are strange.
That was the conversation? Okay, bye. So that takes care of this side pocket. I might have to come back in. Carol's around the other side. Let's just do that before I forget. That's a really bizarre thing. We got less information from him than we did just, like, that was more about ourselves talking. Oh, more cigs. Carol. We've never met her.
Anna was an airhead.
What do you mean? Are you saying she was killed because she was an airhead? Or are you saying that she was an airhead for being killed?
I'm sure she's still an airhead, even in heaven. She changed her hair every day. If she lost a pound, she'd be ecstatic. Gain one, and she'd almost be in tears. She broke many, many plates every day at the diner, and she'd always have a smile on her face. Always having fun. Everyone looked at her and knew she was a cute, adorable, loving airhead. But they would be smiling right along with her. I wouldn't be surprised if the angels smiled with her too.
Ugh. Uncanny Valley.
Isaac and Isaiah said that Anna was a fairy of the forest, a goddess.
Just abruptly leaves. Okay, bye. That was a little strange, but don't worry about it. Again, I'll see if I have to talk to Thomas. But alright, let's sweep the upper area. Guy I don't know. Although I've seen your trading card. This is the guy who says a general.
So you're the FBI agent, are you?
The general, owner of the scrapyard.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
I'm the general. I fought for my country in the Vietnam War.
A real-life war hero. So why are you living here?
Soldier, this is my hometown. After a man returns from war, there's no place to go other than his hometown. Your little speech, you mentioned the raincoat killer.
Was that a problem?
You imbecile. The raincoat killer's no myth, not mere folklore, not a fairy tale. It's based on actual events that happened in this town.
It is. I'm interested. Can you tell me more about this?
You kids today don't even know how to ask for something right. Soldier, if you want to hear more, you come to my office.
He literally exudes raw power, Zach. Despite the credibility issues, we should give him a visit.
One thing, though. Calls himself a general, but isn't that a sergeant's uniform?
Oh, I would not have noticed that on my own. Also, I really like that the people are leaving. It makes it easier to narrow down whom to talk to. So there's Fiona and Usha. We've obviously talked to them. And there's a side quest down there with Keith. What? Anyway.
Are you getting closer to catching the murderer?
Hello again, Fiona. Good to see you here.
Well, Dr. Johnson told me to be here. He said it would be important.
Well, that was good advice. He may be young, but he seems like a wise man.
Oh, and he's a very hard-working person, too. Everyone thinks he's some kind of weirdo, but I don't think so at all.
He's right here.
People don't understand why he's in the autopsy room all day, but I do. He's doing research to make the world a better place in the future. You know, he already made a fortune in LA with his career.
I did not know that.
You didn't? Oh, the doctor is a very rich man. He has a really big house over by the lake.
Amazing, Zach. He must be loaded. Rich and young. A perfect combination.
But you don't get that feeling from him at all, do you? He doesn't show it. That's one of the things I like best about him.
Well, I could have been fooled if it weren't for you. Thanks for the valuable information, Fiona.
That's great. I was wondering if the game would acknowledge that he's 2 feet away.
Agent York, you make any progress?
Of course, plenty. Tell me, Usha, when is Anna's funeral?
That's still undecided. Sally isn't really in any condition to do it right now.
Her mother? I don't see her here.
Anna was her sole reason for living after her husband was deceased. Well, she's probably huddled up at home.
And I should probably take some time to pay her a visit.
Well, yes, you should. And I'd appreciate it if you could, too. But don't go too hard on her, okay?
I found her prom dress. Now, I don't know if this is a coincidence or not, but the people I've already met stay, and the people I haven't leave. So that's the upstairs. Let's see what happens if I sweep the downstairs. I know all these people. Keith and Lily, I know them. Some suspect. Suspect. Okay, that might be it, unless I really need to talk to George, Emily, and Thomas, which I hope not. But let's go for... I'll save the suspects for last because I don't know who they are. Jack?
I've nothing to say to you.
I haven't asked you anything yet, Jack.
Shut it! I might open up if you introduce me to, I don't know, a Ben Franklin or two.
This freaking guy.
Oh, what a creature. Guess there's always someone like him in every town.
Very obnoxious. And he stays. Gina?
Hello again, Agent York. How are you?
Good, thanks. And you?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good today.
Well, that's good to hear. Do you have any information that could help me out?
Information? Sounds difficult and not my kind of conversation. Anyways, you should come by the gas stand again. I'll give you the best service in town.
Zach, perhaps you can tell me. Why did she bother coming here?
Yeah, the whole point was so we can interview people. And she's like, I don't like thinking. Let me just wash your damn car. Here's Jim, again.
Jim, thanks for your help in the forest. How are Isaac and Isaiah?
They're fine.
They really seem to love their grandpa.
Well, I guess they do, son. I want to keep them away from the filth of the material world as much as I can. Their mother agrees, which is why she lets me take care of them so often.
And that's why I want you to solve this case quickly and go home. Those rumors about that scar of yours do more damage than good around here.
I guess I reek of the material world, don't I? I have to in order to do my job. But I understand what you mean.
I'd think the same if I was born in a place like this, Zach.
Okay. Polly? There was no one else. Oh, there was. Mystery person. What?
Oh my pot is getting cold.
Roaming Sigourney, nickname the Pot Lady. So this is the Log Lady.
Hey, mister, my pot is getting cold.
You are... who?
What are you saying? I'm Sigourney. Sigourney.
Sigourney. Okay. Now, what is the matter? Can you explain?
No time for chatting. I need to hurry. My pot is getting colder. Oh, you're useless.
Zach, we've met all sorts today, but really, she takes the cake. Amazing.
Oh no, she sticks around. Okay. The pattern has been broken.
Mr. Morgan, you're quite an impressive public speaker.
Really? Thank you, Polly.
You reminded me a little of a play I saw when I was younger.
What kind of play?
I'm talking about back when this place was still called the Mercury Theater. When I was young, I used to come here often with my husband. God rest his soul. We'd come on the weekend to see the latest play. He'd always pretend to be uninterested, but I could tell he was excited inside. He was just one of those kind of guys, really, thinking about it now.
Really, Polly? So what's your favorite play?
Oh, well, I like so many. There was one in particular, but I can't recall the name anymore. Oh, it was a very famous one, too.
Something by Shakespeare?
Oh,
This is just
no,
gonna be the conversation.
Nothing. One more bell that doesn't ring anymore. I've always been forgetful about the plays we used to see anyway. Oh, and my husband would get angry at me for forgetting what we saw. He'd go on for hours retelling what the play was about. His eyes were so sparkling, like a happy young boy.
I see. So, what's your favorite play?
Oh, I almost forgot, Mr. Morgan. We're going to have another guest soon. I have to get back and get things ready. Sorry for having to hurry away. I'll see you back at the hotel.
Another guest? Interesting.
Zach, I think she could embarrass the toughest of the FBI's interrogators. She successfully avoided answering my question, Zach. Amazing.
Alright. Well, she's out of here. This side of the room is done. Now we have Keith and Lily.
Hey, York! You were rocking it large up there!
Was I? I haven't been on stage like that since elementary school.
You made me think, man, like, things can't go on like this. We need, like, some action or something. I was pretty psyched up, you know, before you got on stage. I was like, dude, a real psycho in town. Pretty sweet gig. But now, I mean, dude, that lunatic could be any one of us, man. I don't want to think of that whack job coming after my family. Makes me shudder all over, man. It was way too heavy. You'll catch him, right, FBI?
Of course. But you need to be able to take care of those you love, too.
You're right, man. Right on the level. I need to do what's right for my family, man. You lit my soul, man. Thanks, FBI.
He rocks out on his air guitar. Alright. And Lily. I guess the side quest will have to wait.
Hey, Lily.
Agent York, your speech frightens some of us a little. You should work on being more sensitive with words when talking to groups.
Really? I tried my best to be gentle. So, have you noticed anything strange or out of place recently?
Just Becky, really. She works part-time at the store. She's been acting strange recently.
Strange? How?
I took the boys along to visit her house today. I was just worried, you know, because she hasn't come into work at all after that incident. But she took in the boys and told me to wait outside. Something about a special secret between just the three of them. I just couldn't understand it.
Now that's interesting. Thank you, Lily.
Perhaps we should give Becky a visit tomorrow, Zach.
There we go, an actual lead. And we should probably see Sally as well. And the Gravekeeper was obviously suspicious. And Carol, kind of. So, mystery person here?
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York.
Wesley, owner of the gun store called Panda Bear. People around here call me the gunsmith.
Wesley the gunsmith, gun store owner.
Was there something you want to ask me?
How do you make a living running a gun store in a place like this? I'd be worried because there can't be that many customers.
Worry gives a small thing a big shadow. I do gunsmith work in my shop, too. If you got the skills, the customers find you. All you need is a network.
I hope so.
Toolbox. Here's what I've got. So I could just buy the submachine gun, which is very expensive. So it's a good thing I found that one. I could buy bullets for it. A flare, thank God. But I should probably do that at the milk barn because I have a heavy discount. And lollipops. Okay, I guess. Guns are just tools for killing people. I don't like it any more than you do.
You've got quite a selection here. No wonder people come from all around.
Today, a customer paid me to go to Seattle for some help. I just got back.
I see. Well, I'll be sure to visit your store sometime. I'd like for you to take a look at my gun.
Understood. Look forward to it. The shop will be open again tomorrow. It's usually open from 2000 to 0600. See you then.
Yeah, see, that was the thing. I could not have access to this gun shop. But now you see, if I go to the toolbox, I could just do Panda Bear, which is kind of fantastic. It's a brand new option. So I can buy his stuff. Although I assume to get gunsmithery done, I would need to go to the shop directly. But that's kind of cool. Well, I hope he's not the villain because he's a shop owner. And he sounds like a very useful one, too. And now we have two mystery people.
I'm U.S. Special Agent Francis York Morgan. I presume you are the owner of the diner that Anna worked at?
That's right.
Nick Cormack, diner owner.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about Anna Graham. Did you notice anything strange about her prior to the incident? Nick, are you hiding something?
No, nothing.
You're sure?
I'm sorry, but I don't like repeating myself.
Wow, alright. And other mystery person.
I'm U.S. Special Agent Francis York Morgan. And you are?
Olivia, Nick's wife.
Anna worked at your husband's diner, right? What kind of girl was she?
Well, she was a very hard worker. A nice girl.
Did you ever see her acting strange?
Well, not really. But there was one thing. Well, you see, the diner closes when it rains. Many shops do that around here, as you might have heard. Anyway, Anna always seemed unfocused the day after it rained. And came in late, too. It was almost as if she used up all her energy the day before. Come to think of it, that was really strange. Did that legendary monster really kill her?
It wasn't a monster. Just a criminal. Criminal I'm going to catch and bring to justice.
But that's an interesting point. Also, I did not need to talk to the cops. Good.
Agent Morgan, I'd like to let everyone go home now. Let's go outside.
Back in the hole. With the finger guns. Endlessly snapping his fingers. He's still snapping in the background. Look at that, there he is. Keith, damn. That was abrupt, but alright, we're done. Okay. Yeah, let's save it. Good.
Well then, Agent York, do you have any plans for this evening?
I was going to head back to the hotel and go over my notes. I need to contact HQ and give a progress report, too.
Okay, then let's call it a day here.
Sounds good.
Contact my office when you finish your report. We'll pick you up tomorrow morning. Diane, the owner of the art gallery, should be back soon.
All right, then. Let's do that.
Eek, at what?
Hold on, Agent York. We're going out to eat at Nick's Diner. Would you like to come with us?
The diner? That might be nice.
Thomas is a great cook, but Nick is the real deal. No visit to Greenvale is complete without eating at the A&G.
A very appealing proposition. Zach, what do you think? We can always go back to the hotel after eating dinner. Or go directly back to the hotel. You decide, Zach.
Yeah, this is a totally optional thing, but let's eat with them.
Mm-hmm.
And once I get a save point opportunity, I'll do that to wrap up the installment. Chapter 7, we'll find is kind of quirky for the purpose of this playthrough. But I'll get into that once we're done eating.
I've been sheriff here for a long time now. And this is the worst murder I've ever seen.
Our town is a little odd in some ways, but it's usually a peaceful place.
We had our fair share of cases, but just the regular stuff. A high school kid shoplifting from the milk barn, maybe? Or some hot-headed kids fighting, fueled on liquor? Nothing more than that.
Agent York, what kind of cases have you dealt with in the past?
Not much different from those you've just mentioned. The case I was on until last month, well, the guy killed 7 girls in a 3-month period. He sawed their heads off from their neck and
yeah, here we go.
Took them back to his house. He cleaned the skulls up and used them as utensils in his daily life.
Jesus!
To eat from or as a urine cup. He hated women. That was his way of dealing with it. He'd fill skulls with ice,
Come
cola,
on!
rum, then he'd down it in one gulp. For him, that was a holy ritual. The question of his mental state was the pivotal point in the court case.
Oh, man.
For me, he was insane. 100%. Drinking from the skulls, well, that is one thing, but those he had used to relieve himself, he would then just use them to drink from, too.
While we're eating? This is amazing.
That's too much for me. It's just not sanitary.
Not sanitary. That's probably not the problem for most of us.
What else? Ah, yes. An ingenious law school student raped over 800 victims. That was a nasty one.
Thank you, Agent York. Now, let's talk about something else.
You don't want to hear anymore? That's a shame, isn't it, Zach? I was just about to get to the good part, too.
What the
Sounds
hell
like
is the
you live in
good
a
part?
totally different world. I mean, you're like an elite agent who just jumped out from a movie or something. In your eyes, we must look like we're just playing cops and robbers. I give up. I can't compete with you.
Don't say that, Emily. The cases you have solved are all full-fledged crimes. A crime is a crime. Size doesn't matter. There is no big and small. Crimes always have a criminal and a victim. No victim will ever welcome a crime, no matter what its size. So, fundamentally, there is no difference in size.
Well said, Agent Morgan. We work day and night to preserve peace and order in this town. You understand that, right?
Of course, but still, I don't view shoplifting and Anna's murder as the same level of crime.
Me neither. I never even dreamt that such a thing could ever even happen in this town. I keep on expecting to see Anna here in this diner, waiting on tables.
Excuse us, Agent Morgan. We should have made dinner a more uplifting experience. Let's call it a night.
Okay. Good night, then.
Yeah, to be fair, when you're a small town cop who has only really dealt with, like, shoplifting, don't ask Mr. FBI from the big city what kind of crimes he's dealt with. Although I gotta admit, York's answer was extremely tactless, especially during a meal. That was unpleasant, and it just kept going. But yeah, that whole thing was optional. But it was beneficial because, will they show it? Yeah, refilled our hunger meter. Hooray! Now, oh, that's just a peek. I don't... Oh, there is a phone over here. I'll jog over to the phone. Tell me... Oh, God. Alright, I'll get in the car and drive over. It's fine. But this is actually, in theory, a very fast chapter. I basically just need to get to the hotel and take care of business there, just like I said I was going to do. But at the same time, I said I was going to mention how quirky this chapter is. This is kind of like the second chapter 2 of the game, where I can take care of a whole lot of open world stuff and side quests and things like that. And now that I have full-on teleport ability, I'm going to do just that. So even though Chapter 7, as far as making it to the end credits is concerned, is a relatively short chapter, we are going to be sticking around for some time, but seeing a lot of sights. I don't have to drive as much as it did in Chapter 2, so we'll see how quickly things can move when teleporting from one location to another. That ought to make things a lot easier. But for now, it is time to stop the installment. Well, we certainly made a lot of progress today, didn't we? We completed Chapter 6, not exactly hard to do. It was just talk to the people in the town center, but we got a couple of chores done first, including collecting the final bone, which we will make use of later. Speaking of making use of bones, that was an unpleasant conversation in the diner. Obviously overly unpleasant as a joke about how incredibly awkward York is, but oh man. But now that that awkwardness is out of the way, all we have to do to complete the chapter is go to the hotel. Easiest thing in the world. But of course we have more to do before that. Until next time, everyone.